if you're looking for a front focal plane rifle scope for your precision AR-15 for dynamic type shooting, take a look at this guy, the G2 124 by Monstrum. Monstrum is an Asian manufacturer, and they're quite well known on their own, and they're also really big on Amazon. Monstrum, unlike a lot of the newer Chinese companies that you've never heard of, has actually built up a pretty good reputation for having some really nice optics at no matter the price point, and then especially when you consider the features that you're getting, the features and the value that you're getting at for lower prices. Some of these optics are amazing values, and this scope is quite no different. So this guy is the 1-4. Once again, all the Monstrum products are exceptionally well packaged. This is the second generation, and once again, you have a compact scope. So it's a 30mm tube. You're going to get a nice set of scope caps on the front. You have 24mm front objective, and you're going to get a very nice eyepiece. Also with the scope, you are going to get a really nice set of scope rings, and these are incredible value as when you consider everything together. Also inside, you're going to get a honeycomb filter, and you are going to get an instruction manual, a sticker, and a cleaning cloth. Once again, I'm really always impressed with the quality and the value that you're getting from Monstrum. So let's start on the back and we'll work our way forward. So on the back, well, let's take off the eyepiece. Let's take those off so you can actually get a better picture. So on the back here, you're going to have your fast focus eyepiece, and this is what you set and adjust before you make any other changes. And the reason why you do that is you want to make sure that the reticle is going to be in focus. So what you typically do is look up at something nice and bright, and then you'd want to adjust this eyepiece until the reticle is perfectly clear. If you don't have vision, you might not have to make, if you don't have any vision issues, you might not have to make any changes whatsoever, but if you do wear glasses or contacts, you'll probably have to end up adjusting the fast focus eyepiece to make sure that it is clear. Being a 1-4, you do have a fixed parallax, and typically these are going to be set at about 100 yards. So if you're going to be shooting at anything up close, you might actually have an issue getting it to focus. But with up to 4 magnification, it's not going to be that big of a challenge. The reticle on here is actually quite nice, and I will include a picture up here so you can actually see it. And you do have illumination. You have both red and green, and you have 5 settings for each one. And it's actually quite nice to have green. Personally, I'm not crazy about scopes with red illumination. However, green is totally right up my alley, and some people might actually have less issues seeing red. In a daytime, the green is going to stick out quite a bit better as well. So once again, it's a 1-4 power, and it's actually, what's nice is on 1 power, you don't actually have a lot of tunneling effect, which a lot of the cheaper scopes do struggle with. So even though having a true 1 power is very difficult to make, and they handle it pretty well here for the price point. And then up at 4, it's quite good, and the reticle is actually quite usable. Now, this is a front focal plane reticle, meaning that as you adjust the magnification, the reticle size is going to get bigger or smaller with it. There is no struggle here. The reticle is perfectly usable on 4 power, and it is actually pretty usable on 1 power, especially if you turn on the illuminated reticle. It's almost kind of like a red dot. Well, in this case, a green dot if you're using green illumination. The magnification adjustment is quite smooth. There is no shark fin on here as you do find on the 6-24. So you might want to consider getting a throw lever, which will help you adjust it, especially if you're using with an AR. We talked about the illumination adjustment on the side here. Here you have your elevation and windage adjustments. These turrets are pretty nice. They're not super audible, but they're fairly tactile, and you shouldn't have any issues trying to make the adjustments. You do have half MOA clicks on here. which is going to be good enough for the modern sporting rifles such as AR-15s and AKs, but for precision rifles, you'd want to have at least 1/4 or 1/8 MOA. So do keep that in mind. Same thing on the windage adjustment, no issues there. You'll definitely be able to feel, and you do have this pretty nice beveling, so you'll definitely be able to feel the turret. And then up front, you have a 24mm front objective. Once again, I've been playing with the scope for a bit, pretty impressed with it. I do like the G3, but if you can't justify that price point, the G2 is actually quite good. It's quite good for the money, especially when you factor in that you're getting a set of scope caps and you're getting a set of scope rings and a honeycomb filter, although I generally would not use the honeycomb filter myself. And you typically use the honeycomb filter in order to prevent glare. Let me rephrase that. If you've seen those sniper movies, how one sniper finds another, it's because they're going to see the reflection off of the glass. That's what the honeycomb filter is supposed to be designed to do. So if you're in an airsoft environment, sure, I can understand that, but unless you're playing soldier, definitely you don't have to worry about the honeycomb filter. Overall, very good for the money, and look forward to playing this with more, and I'm sure you'll definitely enjoy this optic. So that's the 124x24 Monstrum G2.